Welcome back. Hi, my name is Susan Maud Buchser-Lochocki. I am a presidential candidate for the 2024-2028, and I was in the 2020 presidential election. And then I am currently attempting to run for House of Delegates here in West Virginia from my district here in Monongalia County. And that's about it. So welcome. This is State of the World, part of my campaign update for this week. And as far as the world goes, it's quieted down a bit because we're done with all the UN getting together and talking, and the World Economic Forum is done. And so it is... world is not the focus in general of the media at the moment, but the Jeffrey Epstein files seems to be a world global event. So the Congress, I believe, in the US here has the unredacted files, so maybe we'll hear something soon. I think that we have multiple things going on within them. Jeffrey Epstein was a diverse person who there could be so many things of what he was about. So since you and me, are probably not the ones who are getting those files to read, we have no idea what's in them, truthfully. There's a lot of top secret stuff going on. I personally still think that they have something to do with maybe wealthy people and kings and queens even, who accidentally get pregnant and then can't have the baby or go through the pregnancy, and then it gets terminated, but the pregnancy really doesn't get terminated. These people go into hiding and then give birth later. And then what do you do with the child? You can't, putting it up for adoption is sort of, and how does it play a role with the hierarchy of who's the royal connections? So I think we're going to hear something soon. And I don't know if it's really only about sexual assault, although it might be. But there could be some other surprises in the information. And there might be ongoing investigations. And that's why we're not technically always hearing everything about it. And that's why they can't share everything with the public, because there might be lawsuits going on and all sorts of things. So let's be patient with the Jeffrey Epstein files, and I'm sure we'll find out once what's really going on. Then peace and the Board of Peace and the UN, it seems like the UN is, well, I guess actually there is something going on in the world that's a worldly thing. So maybe that's why it's kind of quiet. Actually, it's not quiet. It's called the Olympics. They're going on in the world. And it's very exciting. It's the Winter Olympics, so there's lots of ice skating, which I love, and hockey. So it's a good Olympics. I mean, the Olympics are fun anyways. And it's fun to see the different countries coming together and, doing their professional competition in this way. What I find interesting and sad is that last century, I think it happened last century, there was a young black female ice skater. I sadly don't know her name. And she invented doing a backflip on the ice. at, I don't know if it was at the Olympics or if it was just at the Worlds or something like that. But and she did make it to the Olympics for her country and everything in ice skating. And to have a black woman ice skating is not something, I have to say that, you don't see that on the professional level so much in any country that I know. I mean, it does exist, of course, and it should exist, and it's just traditionally where black athletes are, well, I mean, they're everywhere, right? So I guess I should stop there. But the real point, what I want to say, is that there was this woman who was a superior ice skater. But because of maybe the country she was skating for, or because of her skin color, the Olympic Committee did not give her the gold medal. I believe they gave her a silver. And she was very unique and did a lot of amazing things on the ice and was a true talent, extraordinary talent. And then she was passed over, and she was very upset about it, which would be understandable. And supposedly she created doing a backflip on the ice. And I just was watching the U.S. male skater who performed, I guess, yesterday at the Olympics. And he did a backflip in his routine, which my understanding is after she did it, it was deemed too dangerous. And so they forbid it. But I guess now it's okay, but it's being done by a white male. And, I don't like to bring the skin color race thing, but there is prejudice out there. And so, I haven't been watching ice skating for a long time because in Switzerland, although we had even a local ice skater who made it to the Olympics from the neighboring town of where I lived in Switzerland when I lived there, it still wasn't that publicly shown on TV because Switzerland is a skiing country, and so they focus on skiing, which, I'm not really into skiing, and watching it is not that thrilling for me. So ice skating is something to watch. Skiing is in my opinion, not, but that's me. But so I missed a lot of ice skating news that happened for like the last 20 years, basically, is what I'm really trying to get at. So I don't know where this backflip, how it got back in to the possibility of being in your performance. So it is just so hard as a woman for me to know that this woman was rejected in this way, being such an innovator. And then also, if it happened really because of her skin color, it's just terrible in our modern times. We have no room in our modern times for racism, for jealousy, or whatever about intelligence or skin color or abilities. It's time to embrace humanity. And when one succeeds, we all succeed. That is the ultimate of what this is about. It's what the Olympics is about. When one succeeds, we all succeed. And we know that, it takes a lot to become a top Olympics professional. It takes the person having natural talent. It takes them being able to take the time away from their lives or to make their life about the sport, whatever they're doing. And it takes dedication and endurance and, never giving up. And it helps if it's a natural part of your process. If it's forced, you see it. It's not a beautiful performance. It's a technically good performance, but it's not spectacular. You can see when somebody is truly enjoying their work and not just doing it to do it. So, where did I want to go with this? Like I said, when one person really shows the joy, where it really is natural, it is all of us winning. It's not just them. And it doesn't matter where they come from, because it could be one year this place and the next year that place. And so it's about enjoying the time together, enjoying the excellence of sport, of a worldwide sport event. And I love the Olympics. I don't love the drugs that have gotten into it. To be faster or better or whatever, it is not you then. And now we'll probably start seeing robotics being added, the $6 million man concept. And winning isn't everything either. Integrity and excellence is what the Olympics is about. So women competing against women, men competing against men. End of story. And getting faster without enhancements is probably not possible, humanly possible. So record breaking in running, I doubt it's going to be happening anymore. I think we've taken it to the limit. Of course, it doesn't mean that like somebody super tall might win, because they just simply take bigger strides and so they move faster. I mean, there's that. but in general, there will be the fastest person on the planet at that time. But to break records in running, I don't really know if it's possible anymore. But running is just one of the sports. So I guess I just want to remind us all that the Olympics should be about excellence and integrity. It shouldn't be about enhancements, medical or mechanical. It's not about robots. It's about humans competing against humans, male competing against males, women competing against women. And that's it. That's it. So yeah, it is nice that they're all together and being nice together and having their experience in Italy. But yeah. So I guess there is something worldly going on. It's not the World Economic Forum. It's not the UN. It's the Olympics. And it's showing that people can come together and be peaceful together, even if they are from different countries and look different from each other and speak differently and have different cultures. They can come together peacefully. It's wonderful. So, with that said, I think there's hope for peace in the world. And I believe in a week and a little bit, President Trump will be holding the next meeting of the Board of Peace, which is wonderful. And so I hope we do see progress there. I am personally tired of the wars. And instead of wars, Olympics is a good way to compete for excellence and integrity. So, on that note, I will leave you there. Thank you for stopping by. This is part 3, although I snuck in a middle number 2, a second number 2, because I had some things I needed to talk about with the union. And I have some videos that I still owe you on my art and women. So I'll be doing those too very soon. And I owe also like a Unitarian Universalist service, I think. But anyways, I'm catching up. I had a distraction with the snow and getting certain things done before the snow goes away. So I got all that done, and now it's time to focus on making videos. So I hope this was enlightening, and I wish you a good time wherever you are. If you want to look me up on more on in Google, you can. Just put my name in the search and hit search, and you'll find all sorts of things about me. I've been, a stateswoman, politician, whatever you want to call me, since 2019 I started, and it's good. I'm going to keep going because I'm bringing change. People are hearing me, and change is happening. So, I also have a website. It's susan4usa.com. That's Susan, the number 4, usa.com. And that's about it for now. I wish you a good time wherever you are. And if you're like me in the middle of snow and cold, stay warm and don't drive if you don't have to. There's a lot of ice out there right now. So be careful. Okay.